Hey friends, it's Barefoot Ken here again with another jump rope related video. I've been seeing all over Reddit and YouTube and sometimes Twitter and other places asking, is it okay to jump rope barefoot? You guys are probably assuming that my answer is automatically yeah. Not always. Depends on the person and depends on how well your barefoot strength is. A lot of people will complain they tried to jump rope barefoot only to come to find that it was very, very painful, that their foot, they injured themselves, and that can certainly happen if you don't have the proper muscles built up in your bare feet. Most of our lives nowadays, we wear these very cushioned shoes that are designed to stabilize our ankle and our toes and the motions of our feet, this way, that way, and all around. That is going to lead to some atrophy in certain bones in your feet. From what I've heard, a quarter of the bones in your body are in your feet. It's meant to feel the ground, to be able to react to it. So, if you don't have the strength built up in the muscles and the flexibility in the tendons and the joints that are in your feet, and you try and jump a whole lot of rope that way, it's going to hurt. It's going to lead to injury. What I would usually suggest for people who want to get into barefoot, either jumping or usually just jumping, that's all I can really talk about. I don't really know about other forms of exercise. To start slow. Maybe the last 5% of your workout for a week. Kick off your shoes and jump on like a foam rubber mat. I'll have a link to the mat that I use. You don't need to go get an expensive one. Usually just because it says it's a jump rope mat, that tends to add $50 to the price. Just like, you know, the word wedding decorations adds, whatever. More money to that too. But you want to jump on a mat, even though that's mostly to protect the bottoms of your feet, because you probably haven't built up the skin on the bottom of your feet to do that, but also to take some of the impact away. So, that being said, if you work the first week of your exercises with just 5%, the last 5% of your exercise barefoot, maybe next week, kick it off for the last 10%. Week after that, the last 15%, and just keep going until you're all the way down to bare feet. Some people say also, how can you jump barefoot? That seems extremely painful when you hit your feet. That's true. It hurts. It doesn't feel good, especially not with one of these weighted Muay Thai ropes, or even smacking it with a speed rope. But you learn from the pain. You learn not to do that again. And you go back to right before the hit happened. What exactly was I doing? What did I do wrong? Also, some would say, oh, I get, injured in certain other ways. But also, if you have cushioned feet, your feet can't feel the ground quite as easily as they can when you're barefoot. So you're naturally going to have sloppier technique, because pain is not as much of a teacher because you have the foot. Just like people can run with a heel strike, if you ever try and run barefoot and heel strike, you're not going to be running for very long because it's too painful to maintain. When you do any type of exercise barefoot, it's going to give you much more feedback. You're going to be lighter on your feet. If you've ever seen a long distance runner running barefoot, they don't look in long strides with heel strikes. They look like they're running on hot coals. But they can run for a pretty long period of time if they're an experienced runner. So, with that, I wish you all the luck jumping barefoot. Feel free to throw any comments in the questions in the comments of this on YouTube, on Reddit, on wherever. You can catch me on Reddit as well. And happy jumping. Follow the fun.